Mic check. Mic check, mic check. One, two. Mic check. One, two. Mic check. Are you getting anything?
One more time.
Mic check. One, two.
Every so often, it'll kind of jump a little bit.
So it's not coming to you?
It's like every so often it'll jump.
It's what?
Every so often.
Oh, now it's, yeah. What is that?
Mic check.
It's doing it. Yeah, I think I'll just turn it up.
Yeah, like that?
Yes, I think so.
I know somebody they're supposed to be coming with me and everything else, but as far as I hear something now. Wait.
Hello.
It's supposed I got it hooked up on the first channel. So I saw it jump.
Mic.
It is jumping. It's something like Flex, is yours on? Yours is on the first channel?
Mine, yeah, it's set to the first channel.
Okay.
That's the way you like it?
It's not picking up on the channel.
I should be good.
So it's not even
Doing the mic signal.
Mic check.
Yeah, you were right.
Hey, were you having Yeah, that would be awesome.
working now.
1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody's got it? You good?
Wait, I'll turn this on.
You got 2 off. You've got to put them both on.
We can try it again. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2. House mic. 1, 2. 1, 2. Check, check.
That should be just fine.
House PA. 1, 2. You good? House PA.
No, we're just gonna have to go with,
Put it on the,
Okay.
where it's on both channels. Put your both channels.
yeah,
It's
even,
on the, on the thing, because it's only set on to your channel. Oh. You had them make up there. You and I make up there.
it might, yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm sure me. It wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work.
You know?
Stress myself out. I don't want to stress myself out like this. If it comes, it comes.
You getting sound?
Yeah.
I'm getting cold.
Des. Des, start your stream, please.
I was about to say, can everybody please sit in your spots so I can center my camera? There we go. Can you keep your mic open for me, Des, please? Yes, I can hear you. Kit, she needs to. Can you come? She needs to come in. She can come. I'm ready.
Y'all ready?
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for coming out this afternoon for our safety briefing in advance of our Grambling State University Homecoming Week that will be next week. We are committed as a university to ensuring a safe and enjoyable homecoming experience for Grambling State University and all those who will be visiting us over the next week. In collaboration with our valued local, parish, state, and federal law enforcement partners, we're taking proactive measures to enhance security and maintain a safe campus environment during this celebratory time. The safety and well-being of our students, of our alumni, and all of our visitors over the next week will be our top priority. And we look forward to a joyful and secure homecoming celebration for all. Again, I want to thank all of our local law enforcement partners, City of Grambling, City of Ruston, Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Office, the Louisiana State Police, all of our federal partners, FBI, DEA, United States Attorney's Office, And at this point, I will turn it over to our United States Attorney, Mr. Brandon Brown.
Thank you and good afternoon. I especially appreciate my good friend and brother, GSU President Rick Gallo Jr. for this invitation and the pre-celebration activities of homecoming. Also, GSU Police Chief Rod Demery for organizing this press conference. We're flanked by representatives from the Grambling City Police Department, the Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Office, also our federal partners from the DEA and ATF are represented, along with the Louisiana State Police. Again, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brandon Brown. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Louisiana. Just a little bit about us. Our office is headquartered in Shreveport, and the district is comprised of 42 parishes, encompassing all parishes roughly north of Alexandria and all parishes west of Alexandria and Lafayette. These cities, in addition to Shreveport, Monroe, and Lake Charles, are our primary population hubs. One of the parishes in our district is the great parish of Lincoln, which means this legendary town, Grambling, is also one of the towns in our district. This means that, of course, one of the universities in our district is the Grambling State University. In other words, citizens of Grambling, citizens of Lincoln Parish, students of GSU, we are your federal law enforcement prosecutive authority. If there is a violation of federal criminal law that can be proved beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law, these federal agents, these state partners, and our office are tasked with the responsibility of investigating and prosecuting said violations of law. The Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force is the DOJ's arm of investigating and prosecuting illicit drug distribution by using a prosecutor-led multi-agency approach to law enforcement. The primary goal is to thwart organized crime, money laundering, and drug trafficking networks, and each U.S. Attorney's Office manages a task force within its district. It is accountable for hundreds of federal prosecutors, over 1,200 federal agents, and some 5,000 state and local police officers, representing each police office as task force officers. The Project Safe Neighborhood program is a nationwide initiative that brings together federal, state, local, and tribal law enforcement officials, prosecutors, community leaders, and other stakeholders to identify the most present violent crimes or violent crime problems in a community and develop comprehensive solutions to address them. The U.S. Attorney's Office component of DOJ coordinates the program in the 94 judicial districts throughout our country and U.S. territories. Back in May 2021, our U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland and the department tweaked the focus of the program, focusing on several core principles: fostering trust and legitimacy in our communities, supporting community-based organizations through prevention efforts, setting focused and strategic enforcement priorities, and measuring the results of our efforts. Of course, we want the community to trust law enforcement and feel that our efforts and intentions are legitimate. Getting active with community-based organizations and measuring the results of our efforts are principles that we tend to pursue, but today, this press conference is mainly about enforcement. There will be a day when I sit here before you and I talk about community engagement, I talk about partnering with community organizations to curb violence, I talk about reentry, all of those great things, which the DOJ has a vested interest in and which we promote. But today, again, it is about enforcement. And notice that your U.S. Attorney's Office and our federal law enforcement partners have a watchful eye over this campus, over this community, and that we will prosecute and seek just sentences of imprisonment in the right situations for violation of federal criminal law. Me and these men and women want the citizens of Grambling, Ruston, Simsboro, Shooter, Jonesboro, these surrounding communities, as we approach next week's homecoming festivities. We want these students at the Grambling State University to understand that violent crime and violations of federal and state firearm laws will not be tolerated, especially when the elderly, children and college students are threatened with imminent danger. We have neighborhoods all across our district, from Alexandria to Lafayette to Lake Charles to Monroe to Shreveport, that are threatened and they cannot comfortably walk to their mailboxes. Citizens cannot comfortably have evening tea and coffee on their porches. People are afraid to leave their homes after 5 o'clock in the evening. Likewise, there are students, not only on this campus, but across campuses across our district, that are nervous about walking to class. They stress about deciding whether to walk to McCall Dining Hall at night or just skip dinner. They're torn between hanging out on the yard next Saturday after the homecoming game or just returning to their dorms and apartment buildings. These decisions should be just as easy as your grandmother deciding to go on her porch to have her evening tea. The only madness that should be taking place on campus Monday night should be inside the Hobley Assembly Center as the men and women basketball teams take the court for the first time this season. The only crying on this campus Thursday night should be due to laughter from the homecoming comedy show, not due to some act of violence. I implore the community, students, and alumni to safely and responsibly enjoy the revelry of homecoming. Enjoy the tailgating and game Saturday. Go to the University Foundation's breakfast Saturday night, because your federal and state law enforcement partners have got you covered. History has shown that great collaborations can yield historic results that have generational impact. What if Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan had never partnered with Nike? The norm right now in the NBA is for superstars to unite with 2 or 3 other superstars, form these super teams, and they chase NBA championships. The goal of the PSN and OSADEF program is to provide safe neighborhoods in the Grambling area, the Monroe area, Shreveport area, wherever you are in this district, where people can safely live, they can safely work, and they can safely raise their families. Likewise, we will closely, collaboratively, and cohesively with other state law enforcement agencies make that happen by removing some of the most violent and dangerous offenders, drug dealers from our campuses and our streets. This is not something new for us, but instead a renewed effort to address violent crime in North Louisiana to rid our communities of these bad apples. Illegally carrying loaded guns and threatening those around you will not be acceptable behavior because it can result in the loss of innocent lives. Likewise, the distribution of illegal drugs in our communities and on our college campuses is unacceptable, especially as we try to navigate our way through this fentanyl epidemic that's wreaking havoc across communities and college campuses in America. Our message to those who participate in these bad acts is that threatening the safety of innocent people will not be tolerated. We are committed to boosting our coordinated efforts with Chief Demery, these individuals behind us, to rid our area of these types of crimes. I am not saying that Grambling State University or any other school in our district is a dangerous place to attend school, so parents fret not. But we do have some dangerous individuals roaming the streets of our campuses, communities, and attending certain events in our communities that may not even be college students. Myself and these law enforcement leaders with me today have taken an oath, a vow, a promise to eradicate our communities of these individuals, whether it's meth, whether it's cocaine, whether it's heroin, fentanyl, Xanax, and even marijuana, if used and distributed illegally and improperly, because most times this has an indicia of violence, and most of these distributors carry firearms. Federal agents from the ATF, the DEA, the FBI, our state and local law enforcement officers, we have regular meetings with federal and state prosecutors to identify individuals with the largest rap sheets, those who possess stolen and illegally held firearms, and those who have a high propensity for violence and terrorizing this community. We are committed to partnering with our local state prosecutors and prosecuting some of these individuals so that the state prosecutors can focus on the murder cases, the drive-by shootings, the armed robberies, and the rape cases, for example. Federal government generally does not prosecute murder cases. We don't have jurisdiction over those. So we partner with our state prosecutive agencies to take some of the federal firearm cases off their hands so they can concentrate on the bigger crimes. We are and have been committed to prosecuting federal firearm cases and getting dangerous criminals off the streets, bringing these offenders to justice. That is why I am forever grateful to be sitting here with these state partners, with Grambling Police Department and Grambling officials. We made some strides previously in putting a dent in the violent crime epidemic, but COVID-19 did us no favors. I stand before you, or sit before you today, to tell you we are continuing to promote and tweak those efforts. This strategy has worked before, but we are continuously pivoting in order to make improvements. We as law enforcement officials have gotten smarter over the years, but I do realize that so have criminals, and we have to adapt. Now, this time I'll turn it over to Chief Demery for remarks, and following him, we'll open it up for questions.
Good afternoon. First, let me start by thanking all our law enforcement partners for partnering with us and helping us with what we consider the most important thing, the safety of our students. I'm just going to give a few brief remarks about what we've done over the past year. We've redeployed, which basically means we brought our officers back in and given them new missions. Our partnerships have grown with these different agencies, whether it's federal, state, local, or any other persons that are involved in the safety of our campus. Our technology has increased. We've increased our surveillance programs, license plate readers, just about anything that's available to us, we've taken advantage of it, whether it's drones or whether it's facial recognition software. Over the last year, we've made a lot of arrests of people, or most people that we've arrested are not part of this university. People come on campus, they want to wreak havoc, and they're met with us. It's going to continue. We want everyone to enjoy homecoming. Everyone's welcome at Grambling. We open our doors to you. But people that come and present a threat, we're going to have to deal with it quickly and decisively, as we have over the past year. Again, my thanks goes out to everyone that's joined us, the resources that we've got, and the families that support us, and all the other neighbors around us. Thank you.
Are there any questions? We'll entertain those.
I have a question. So what can students as well as people who are coming onto campus do as far as ensuring their safety?
One of the first things,
So as far as,
one of the first things that I would recommend is that that anyone who doesn't already have it, to download our G-Safe app. That's G-Safe, S-A-F-E, app, G-Safe app. And it's on the iStore, or if you have an Android, whatever your platform, to download that app. And it gives you an opportunity to, if you see something, say something. And I think that would be the overarching message that we want to deliver to everyone. If you see something, say something. We want everyone to come here and have a really great time, have a safe time, beat Alabama A&M. Those are the things that we're looking forward to doing next week. But we want to be able to do it in such a way that we will remember Homecoming 2023 as being a great experience, and everyone had a safe and fun experience. And we beat Alabama A&M.
Yeah, I'll try to address it the best I can. One of the main things we're doing, we're increasing boots on the ground. The officers that are here, we're going to increase it. As far as checkpoints as well, they're going to be increased. Our main objective is to identify people who are legitimately supposed to be here against the ones that are not. Our surveillance is upgraded. In fact, as we speak, we're installing 2 additional cameras. So it's an ongoing process, but security is just going to be upgraded all the way around. I think most effectively, though, boots on the ground and the identification of people who are on campus.
Well, is there going to be a centralized location where you all will be located, just in case someone, they might have to come up to you all, they see something and say something to you all?
Well, again, first of all, if you've got the G-Safe app, it doesn't matter where you are. You can simply, and if you want to give an anonymous tip, that is an option on there as well. It even gives you the opportunity, if you want to have a friend or family member to track your whereabouts. The G-Safe app covers all of that. Of course, our Grambling State University Police Department is headquartered on RWE Jones Drive, which is sort of in the heart of the campus. But as Chief Demery mentioned, we will have many of our local and state officers throughout the campus, and many of the local agencies that also come in for special details for those for our events will be all around campus as well, and especially where events are taking place. There will be certain restrictions in access. You won't be able to drive through all parts of the campus. There will be areas that will not be accessible by automobile. So there are a number of visible things you will see that will let people know that there is definitely a difference in the layers and level of security that we're providing for everyone at homecoming.
Also, are there going to be more, I guess, as far as the presence is concerned, are y'all trying to focus on more of one, I know where things are happening? Are they going to make sure that there is law enforcement there to ensure things that don't happen like what happened last year, and hoping to go forward?
Sure. So one of the things that we have done differently is that for our concert, for the comedy show, those events will be student-only events. All right. For the alumni events, and I would welcome everyone to go to gram.edu and look at our slate of homecoming activities, and each one of those sanctioned alumni events will have security. I think that's also a good point to say that there will be other events that are totally unrelated to Grambling State University that may be happening in neighboring towns and communities. We have no jurisdiction over those. We would encourage people to really think twice about going to some of these events, because we don't provide security for unsanctioned events that are occurring off of our campus. So, my recommendation would be attend the officially licensed events that you're able to attend here on campus. But I would be I'd be very careful about going to some of these other events where people are just trying to profit off of Grambling's homecoming and not providing sufficient security. We can't provide security at those off-campus unsanctioned events.
Are y'all also, as far as coming into the that this weekend and the homecoming, is there an air of anxiousness on any of this as far as that's concerned? I use that word.
Yeah, no, there really isn't. I can tell you there's a lot of energy around homecoming, and so really what you see today is just another reason why our visitors should feel good about coming to celebrate homecoming, that we have, that we're working collaboratively with not only the agencies that you see represented behind us now, but also many other local agencies that always come in and work details for us to ensure that the campus is going to be safe. But no, everyone's excited about homecoming and really looking forward to the week coming up and beating Alabama A&M. All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming out. Again, let's have a great homecoming week and beat Alabama A&M. Go Tigers.